Hi, dollies. I hope you are having a beautiful day. So today I'm going to be talking about Pullip, the best of Pullip releases for 2020. I did this previously for the 2019 releases, and it seems like you all found that to be helpful to be talking about all the releases in one video as opposed to seeing, every review individually. Maybe there were some reviews you didn't want to see. So what a fun way I would say to, talk about dolls, right? And talk about Pullip. I could talk about Pullip any day, anytime for as long as who knows how long. So this for me is like it's like secondhand. It's fun for me to do this. So I'm also gonna talk about the releases that were canceled. Because there was some that were canceled for 2020. That 2020 was full of surprises, just a lot of changes overall around the world. So we're gonna talk about those, and we're also gonna talk about the releases that I found to be like awesome and amazing and just blew me away, and also talk about those where I felt there was a little bit of room for improvement. So yeah, why don't you stay tuned and join me, right? So here we are in front of our releases for 2020. So what I'm going to be doing first is talking about each pull-up by month that they were released. Mind you, I am talking about the month that they were released here in America. I know that in Korea, Japan, and the other side of the world, they usually get their releases a month earlier than ours. So I'm going to be just to reference so I don't get anyone, confused. I am going to be talking about the month that they were released. I'm sorry, I have hiccups for US, okay? And, mentioning their names as well, because I think we need to kind of like revisit, their names and kind of relive those little moments, I would say, that monthly for that month release. I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I don't know. That makes me happy. So, all right. So let's talk about our first release. This is for January. We have our beautiful one that we hear, this beautiful Pullip. Her name is Pullip Etoile Andominiel. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not mispronouncing that version. If you have been watching my channel or if you follow Pullip, you will know that this is actually the third variant of this Pullip release. So that one is our January release. Then to her right, we have our beautiful Pullip Claudia. If I'm not mistaken, she was released for the month of February here in in US. She's our, I would say, teacher slash librarian slash Harry Potter release. That's what she reminds me of. Then to the right of her, before we go and talk about that release, I am going to talk about another release that came out, but I did not obtain. She's actually the only pull-up that I did not purchase for the year 2020. You'll know about that toward the ending of the video as to why I made the decision not to purchase her. Her name is Pullip Uzaka Sumayer. She is a Pullip Revolutionary Broadway Alliance version, if I'm not mistaken. If you're wondering what in the world am I talking about, let me show you. So this is the pull-up that I'm talking about. So she is one that I did not purchase. She originally was released for the month of February, so she's not here, but I wanted to talk about her. To the right of Claudia, which was this pull-up, we're going to be talking about pull-up Noan or No. I don't know. I'm not really sure how we pronounce it, but I'm just going with both, right, at this point. Then to the right of Noan, actually, Noan, I should say she was a March release. Okay. Then to the right of Noan, we have the April release of Pullip Vervica that we have here. Our very cute squirrel. Okay. To the right of Vervica, I'm like rolling with my chair here. We have another Pullip Irene that we see right here. She was released the month of, I'm like reviewing my notes, I'm so sorry, month of May, if I'm not mistaken. I could get some of these months wrong. I'm sorry if I do ahead of time, but I'm trying. And then we have to the right of her, we have a collaboration Pullip Asuna, our anime version doll. Also released for May, right here. Pretty brunette. And then to the bottom front, we're going to start again here to the left. We have our June release. our very beautiful Lolita Patricia Pullip right here. Okay. Then to the right of her, we have our steampunk Pullip Zappa released for the month of June as well here. Okay. Then to the right of her, we have Pullip Kuromi. If you're not sure who that is, right here with the black hair. Kuromi is a Sanrio collaboration released for the month of July. Okay. Then we have to the right of Kuromi, we have Pullip Purely Sherbet or Sherbet right here. Very pretty Pullip release for the month of August, I believe she was, the month of August. Yes. And then to the right of her, before I go on, we were actually supposed to have a release before my melody. We were supposed to have another release. Her name was Pullip Saurine, if I'm not mistaken. She was supposed to be released for August, but was canceled. In case you're wondering what in the world am I talking about, this is the Pullip release I'm talking about here. She was supposed to be released. Credits to Pullips and Junk for this info. She was supposed to be released, but was canceled. Not really sure why, but was canceled. So I wanted to talk about her. And now we could talk about My Melody. We have Pullip My Melody pink version released for the month of September. Here. To the right of My Melody, then we have Pullip Eclata. She is missing a shoe. Don't worry, it's somewhere. Pullip Eclata, which was released for the month of September. Okay. And then to the right of Eclata, then we have Pullip Carries. Here, our Grim Reaper. Released for the month of, well, was supposed to be released for the month of October, but that's when we saw delays with the mail, but it's okay. And then to the right of her, before we get to her, there was another release that was canceled but then rescheduled. This is Pullip Morneva. If you're like, what in the world is this girl talking about? Let's show how she looks like. So she was supposed to be released, but was canceled due to, a lot of fans of Pullip being upset that they're using real animal materials on the stock. So they heard us, and they will be re-releasing her sometime this year. She's going to look totally different. No animal parts will be used. I hope not. So I actually can't wait for this one because her face is calling me. It's just gorgeous. So that's the other one, but was rescheduled. Now we could talk about our last but not least, Pullip Fluffy CC, Pullip Cotton Candy, for, the real long name. Fluffy Cotton Candy was released for the month of December, but she came in recently because you all know with the pandemic, our mail has just been quite interesting to say the least. So yeah, there you all go. So in total we had, if I'm not mistaken, 15 releases. Let me see, we got 4, 8, 10, 15 releases, but I only have 14 because, like I mentioned, there was just one that I just did not get. I'll talk about that one in a bit at the ending of this video. So right now, let's talk about my top 5 releases for this year. Before I even do that, I wanted to mention that OMG, I am so proud of Groove and those that are involved in creating the releases for Pullip, because this year alone there were so many successes that just picking the top 5 was so flippin' difficult, because I feel like every Pullip release this year was they just had something that really stood out and was, just amazing. So it was very difficult to pick top 5. So I am going to be talking about them, and I'm also going to be talking about the other ones that were not on my list, I guess, for top 5, but why I also still like them or not like them as a whole. So yeah, let's talk about my fifth. Let's talk about, the fifth one, and then we'll take it to the top. So my fifth favorite release for 2020 is Pullip Karis that we have here. She is our Grim Reaper. Y'all, like, if you haven't gotten this release, you guys are all missing out, because she is just stunning. There's just something about that face up that really calls your attention. And she's an original release. Just overall, a great release. The stock is quality is there. Her face up is gorgeous. This wig color, look at this. What is there not to like? Just so unique. So she is my number 5. In reality, it was kind of even hard to make her 5. She should have been on the top, but it's just, it was so hard. So she is my 5th choice. My 4th choice is Pullip Noan or Known. She's actually a collaboration with a Japanese, I know there was like I'm not sure if it was like a brand, but I know a Japanese artist, if I'm not mistaken. Noan is just stunning. I love the rockabilly look. I love the street look. I mean, unique. She's just a total badass, and I think that is why I just love her. The piercing, absolutely love. The face up is bright, but it works with her because of the black wig. I mean, what is there not to like about Noan and her stock quality? And she brings a bear. I just don't have it here because it's hard to have all the accessories and having so many pull up on the chair. So she's my 4th one. It's going to get tricky now putting her back. And then now my 3rd choice. So my 3rd choice is Pullip Vervica. OMG, you guys. She is just so, her head, well, it's okay. Her little headpiece came off, her little bow, it's okay. She is just so stunning. Like, the stock is just so cute. The pattern, her face, her hair, like her styling is just beautiful. I'm trying to do this while holding this at the same time, holding the camera. I mean, and her little tail, like, oh, my Melody's little clip is there. It's okay. I mean, she's just so perfect. I just can't get enough of her. She's a must-have for anyone's collection. We're having a little bit of, let me put her down for a moment here. Something just fell. Oh, Pullip Melody's both on the floor. Let me pick that up. So she's the 3rd one. The 2nd one is to the right of her, which is Pullip Irene. Let me be honest with you all. I didn't think I was gonna love this Pullip as much as I do love her, because the pictures, come on girl, work with me. The pictures didn't do justice. I'm sorry, I have like bad hiccups. Didn't do justice for her, and just her, like just seeing her in person. I'm sorry, her hair's like in the way. That's my fault. She's just perfect. I mean, the fairy tale look is just gorgeous. Her eyes, the face up is completely unique. I mean, what is there not to like about this Pullip release? She's just gorgeous, especially if you have her with her counterpart, the Dow. You have to get her. So really pretty. Let me move. We have a little bit of like madness going on here. So that would be my 2nd one. So now for the 1st one. You are probably not going to be surprised. Y'all probably going to laugh at me and be like, oh my God, Scarlett, there you are again with, you said you like every doll. It's like, yeah, I guess I do like every doll. But with my first choice, y'all, it was so hard. It was so hard. Give me one moment. Let me fix this. This is driving me crazy. Okay, picked them up. Sorry. So as I was mentioning, yeah, for my top, my top favorite, you are not gonna probably be surprised and probably laugh at me and be like, oh my God, this girl like just loves basically all of them. I guess you could kind of say that. That's kind of partly true. But for the first one, I just couldn't choose. So my favorite release of 2020, it is between Pullip, Pearly Sherbet, and then our last one that was just released right now, our December release, is Cotton Candy or Fluffy CC. I just couldn't pick between these two because, let me put her, I'm sorry, my Melody, I'm gonna have to do this to you for like a second, but I just want to do this for comparison. You all know I'm a sucker. I'm a huge sucker for pastels and like cutesy stuff. I just couldn't pick between the two. OMG. I know they're very similar. I know they are. The color schemes are pretty similar. I know that Sherbet, she's more with the purple and mint color. And then we have Fluffy with the blue and pink. But I just couldn't choose. And the reason that is because there's just aspects of each pull-up that I like that kind of stand out to me. So for example, with Sherbet, it's her face up that really calls my attention. I love her stock. Not really like in love with how long it is, but I do like the quality that it's made from is the same one as Pullip Kiyomi, so I kind of do like that a lot. But I also, looking at Cotton Candy, it's just hard to choose because I like everything about her as well. But if I had to choose with the face up, which one I like more, I would say Sherbet, because I feel it's a little bit more versatile, if that makes any sense. Not because, the makeup itself, but it's more because of the eye chips. Because look at her eye chips, We're looking at, I'm just going to call her Cotton Candy because, oh my gosh. Fluffy Cotton Candy, her eye chips are not as versatile, I would say, if you were to dress her in other outfits. Maybe, maybe not. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm the one that's just not thinking about it, but I don't know. It was just kind of hard to choose which one I like most. So they're both my top number one for this year. I also wanted to mention honorable mention because I just couldn't leave her out. Pullip Eclata. Oh my gosh. She's just so beautiful. It's not only because, her complexion is darker than other releases. It's just the whole thing, like the bridal dress, the eye chips, everything about this release is also just so beautiful. So I definitely want to mention her as my honorable mention, with my top favorite releases of this year. So hooray to those, right? So let's talk about the ones that I did not mention and why they kind of didn't make my top five. Again, there is nothing wrong with that release or the releases that I'm going to be talking about, but I'm going to be talking about as to why they kind of didn't make it to the top for me for specific reasons. But don't worry, I promise I won't be too harsh, and it's not so bad, I promise. So the top one here to the left, we all know this is another Ito yeah, version release here to the left. What is this glare? I'm sorry, my camera. Hope it's not showing. Okay, good. So the reason why I didn't choose her is because it's not that I don't love her. It's because we have so many versions of her. And one thing about me and being a collector, I like things that are original. I really do like that. I love things being original. I look at the quality of things. I look at the concept. There's just more to than just saying, "Oh, she's pretty." Is she the worst version of the three? We'll talk about that another time because that's not what we're talking about here. But she didn't make it because of that, because we have another version of her already. Again, there's nothing wrong with her. It's just that's mainly the main reason why she didn't make it to the top. Oh my God, this glare. Then we have Claudia to the right of her. The reason why she didn't make it to the top is because I felt her eye chips and her lips kind of didn't, I don't know, as to me, it kind of doesn't look right. I don't know why, even to this day. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably the eyes. That kind of threw me off a little bit, but when it comes to the stock, that's a whole different story. We with the quality is there. I do love that we have the pull-up some pull-up releases printed on the bottom part of her dress. So I really give that bonus points, but she didn't make it because, again, her eye chips and her lips. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Then we have, I already talked about these three sweeties. Then we have Asuna, which she is a collaboration. Let me put her so you can see here. She is a collaboration release. The reason why she didn't make it to the top for me is because of the pieces in her stock that are pleather. I'm not a huge fan of pleather because we know that starts falling apart eventually. And so that's kind of like the reason why she didn't make it to the top. However, when it comes to the release itself, I think she portrays the character beautifully. She looks a lot like her. She comes with her sword. That there's things with this concept that I think it was executed nicely. But again, it was just the pleather in the stock that kind of was like, no, not 100% for me. Then Patricia, y'all gonna be like, Scarlett, how could he say this? I flippin' love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. She should have been on my top, to be honest with you. She kind of is, but it's, like I said, I'm trying to limit to 5. If I could, I would put her maybe top 10. She is just beautiful. To be honest with you, there is nothing wrong with her. But the reason why she didn't make the top 5 is because I feel we've seen a lot of these blue colors, the same tone being used with Lolita releases. We've had several Lolita releases throughout the years, but I feel like we see this constant blue being used. If you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you should look into the Lolita releases. I just feel like we've seen this blue a lot. But if I don't, take that in consideration, her within her, just this release itself, she is gorgeous. She is absolutely gorgeous. Like, to be honest with you, with all the pull-up releases that we've had that are Lolita in theme, I think she's actually one of my top favorites, if not the top favorite. So there is nothing wrong with this release, but that's just the little point I wanted to make. I love her, love her, love her. So now to the right of her is Pullip Zappa. She's to the lowest of the lowest that I liked this year. I'm sure you all not are surprised about that. Mainly it's because of the quality of the stock. Certain parts were just flimsy, not like what we're used to seeing with steampunk releases. The wig was another downer with the strange kind of like gap here in the front. And that wave wasn't really working for me. However, the face up is just gorgeous. I actually like that she's more tan than other releases. You could kind of even see the comparison here. So I really do like that. Her face up, gorgeous. Like, if we could dress her in another outfit, I think she would be great. And kind of taking out that wig or kind of hiding that front part of the wig. Now, My Melody. You guys are going to be like, Scarlett, how could you? Listen, the reason why My Melody, and I'm saying My Melody, I'm looking at this girl, oh my god, Kuromi, I'm so sorry, Kuromi. My Melody and Kuromi, the reason why they're not on the top is, let me tell you the truth, it's not that there's anything wrong with them. There's actually nothing wrong with them. It's just that they're collaboration pieces. I really liked this year more of the original ideas that Groove came up with. So these two are collaborations, and I really am basing this most on like original ideas. So again, there's nothing wrong with these two. They're both gorgeous, but there are little downsides that like kind of, it's a little bit sad. So with Kuromi here, the reason why she kind of didn't make it a little bit to the top was because of the wig. The buns, it didn't happen to me, but I did see fellow collectors mentioning that they were glued on and they kind of fell off. So that kind of worried me when it came to quality control. So I'm always about being authentic to everyone, and I like to recommend things that I know will be, good for you all. And so that's kind of the main reason why I kind of was like, oh, let me hold off on this. But when it comes to the quality of her stock or her face up, it's perfect. It's beautiful. If you are a huge Kuromi or Sanrio fan, I highly recommend her. So that's basically my constructive feedback with that. Maybe the buns could have been put on differently. I'm not sure how, but just wanted to mention that. Now with My Melody, the constructive feedback that I have with her is because we have so many versions of My Melody already out there, that this was kind of like, oh, we have another one. However, she is completely different. She's not like, oh my gosh, she looks like the same from the other ones, but it's kind of, again, like I was mentioning about original concepts. That matters a lot to me. So, yeah. That's why she's kind of not on the top there, but she is she's beautiful. She is beautiful. And then who else am I missing? And then I guess that's basically it. Oh, now let's talk about the ones that I did not purchase or the ones that were canceled. So why didn't I purchase Pullip Uzaka Sumayer? I hope I did not butcher that, which is this release. The reason why I did not purchase this release is because I'm not a fan of the pink on the buns. I know this is based on, I believe it's actually a person, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, I'm like shaking because I'm trying to hold both things. I know she's based on a person, so there was just something about it. It just didn't call my attention. Also, the price range, she was kind of up there, and I think that mainly is, the reason also why I didn't get her. And I don't know, I just didn't feel connected to this release. So she was just not bought. But the main reason is those buns. I couldn't look past it. The face up is gorgeous though. Like, if you see real life pictures of her, she's actually a cutie. So, but that's mainly why. The wig was just, I couldn't do it with the wig. Now let's talk about a canceled release, if I was looking forward to it or not. Which will be Pullip Saurine, which is the one that I showed you all earlier. this is a release. To be honest with you all, that if she was released, I was just not going to buy her. I just felt that the color scheme didn't make sense. I don't know. I just felt like it was just like they put things all together and hope for the best. To be honest with you all, um, what do I want to see her in the future? Perhaps if we have a different color scheme, because the blue that and that red kind of wasn't making sense. She is a little bit on the sexy side. Releases like that don't bother me, but it's just she's just kind of didn't. No, no, she just didn't work for me. I hate to say it like that, but she just kind of didn't. Let's see what other release we have here. Minerva, which I kind of talked about earlier. She's being re-released this year in 2020. I mean 2021. Oh my God, get it together. Um, I actually do love her. I was kind of thrown off a little bit on the feathers here. She's supposed to be an owl, if I'm not mistaken. I'm actually very excited about this one this year. So I was kind of sad to see her go, but at the same time, kind of relieved because I wanted them to fix their errors, which they kind of, it looks like they are. So I'm kind of happy about that. And then last but not least, oh my God, I don't have a picture of that one. Don't kill me. I'm not sure if she was supposed to be released this year, but it was the release that a fellow collector won a competition, a contest to have their own design be made into a pull-up. That release was actually canceled. We actually don't know why. They never really gave a reason. It was kind of like, here you go, it's canceled. Have a happy day, Merry Christmas. Take it or leave it. They didn't really tell us why, but that was kind of like a bummer because, we know if you are connected with the community, we are a tight-knit community. We actually cheer each other on. So when things like that kind of happen that, one of us was hurt, I would say that, a collector was hurt that her release was not made, or her actual design was not made. That kind of sucked. I wish I had a picture to show you all. So that was another one that was not made. I'm not sure if she was supposed to be made for 2020, but now we know for sure she's not being made at all, and there was no reason for that. Like I said, no cancellation. So yes. So overall, in summary, I would like to say 2020 actually brought us the best releases that we've had in a while, in a whole year. Let me add that. So I'm actually pretty happy, even though the year was pretty, garbage. That's the best way to say that. I would say when it came to releases, I was kind of very surprised. Every release had something to give us. I was very, just very happy with that. So that's basically it. I hope you found this overview helpful. I know I ramble a lot, but like I always tell you all, I like being honest. I like being as detailed as possible, and just being transparent with what I see in front of me. I hope you find this video helpful, and yeah, thank you. I guess thank you for still staying with me. Here's to 2021 being a better year for all of us. I pray for you all. I hope you all are safe out there. 2020 was a total nightmare, so I hope this year brings us a lot of health, wisdom. Yeah, and stay safe. I love you all. Again, thank you so much for supporting me and always being there, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye bye.